Hi everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den. How are we going this week? This week I'm going to show you how I made this card. Isn't that so gorgeous? This was my colour creation block card, and it's using the Zany Zebras, which is this set here. I actually stamped them and then cut out their heads, and the happy birthday is off of that. And it's time to celebrate with kick up your heels on there. So that's the card we're going to make, not in the Zany Zebras though, because I don't need two Zany Zebra cards. So I'm going to make the next card as a Christmas card. So I'm going to use the poinsettia petals for this card. So to show you just how versatile this effect can be with different cards. Okay, so let's get started. Let's move that out of the way and that out of the way, and we will bring in what we need. So we have all our parts here. I'll turn this over, and I'm going to use Night of Navy for this card. So I'm using a 5 7/8 by 8 1/4 card base. I have a layer for the inside and one for the outside in Whisper White, and they measure 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, so you need two of those. And I'm using the Feels Like Frost designer paper, which is a carryover from last Christmas designer paper, and it's so gorgeous, so I'm going to use it. I love it. And this measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. I'm using some what do you call this paper? Glitter paper here. Oh, I've only got two there. No, I haven't, I've got three. And I'm using the layering squares for this, but if you don't have the layering squares, which are here, I've got these. Oops, come apart, you silly things. Why are you stuck together? So for the layering squares, I use the third size in the scalloped ones for my glitter paper, and the second size in the plain ones for my plain squares, which are here. There's 3 of those as well. Okay, so which are, if you don't have the layering things, these measure 1 1/2 inches square, and these measure 1 1/4 inch square. So if we don't have the layering circles, layering squares, we can use those. Then I've used for my poinsettia out of this set here, I used the little baby poinsettia dies here, these two. So I cut out 6 of those altogether. Alright, and you need a piece of card that measures 5 inches by 2 inches. I did measure it from there, so, but that was my bit of scrap, and I used balmy blue for that. And then for my tag for the front, because I'm going to make it a bit bigger than the happy birthday one, this measures 3 1/2 inches by 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so that's everything we need. I'm going to use Night of Navy and Garden Green ink pads. Oh, excuse me, I need to lean across and pick up my scoreboard. So let's start by scoring our main card, because that's all the scoring there is. So we're going to pop that in along the long side, and we're going to score this at 4 1/8. Once that's done, we can move that board out of the way, and we don't need it anymore. So I'll pop that back over there. Oops, excuse me. And we'll fold and burnish this card base. Oh, my book. Look, my paper's all gone wonky and everything. I should put some blue tack on underneath that, I think. So that's our main card, and we're going to then glue our designer series paper onto our white layer to put onto the front of the card. It's just such a shame when this is beautiful on the other side, but it's not the side I want. So this is absolutely beautiful paper. If you didn't see it last year, it is gorgeous. It is got pictures on one side, like of wintry scenes, and beautiful silver and white images on the other side, stripes, flowers, all sorts of things. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, and then we're going to pop that onto the front of our card. So this is going to be a fairly quick and easy card this week. If you wanted to do it with the Zany Zebras, that's no problem either. I will talk you through what I used on that card after we finish this one. So there's the front of our card, and it's starting to look absolutely gorgeous already. But what we're going to do next is we're going to actually glue our white sections onto our glitter. So we're going to just glue these onto the glitter card so that it just gives it a border, that's all. You do need a very strong glue to glue card onto glitter card. And this glue that I use is very, very forgiving for allowing you to do these sort of things. So I pop those onto there like so. Just pop the pin back in that and put that on there for now, because we're going to do other things before we get that far. Oh my, that was a really not very straight one. So there we go, back on again. Okay, that one's not very straight either. See that? See how it's sticking, but it's not stuck quite yet. So let's put a bit more glue on that. One bends, I've pulled it off, and pop that back on again. It does take a bit longer to stick, but it does get there in the end. If not, use glue dots, because they work perfectly well as well. Okay, so we're going to now pop some dimensions on the back of these. So we'll pop 3 large ones onto the back of these. Oops. And we can pop them onto the side there for a moment, and we will stamp our greeting. I have used the big Merry Christmas out of this set here. It's shown a lot smaller, but out of this set I'm using this Merry Christmas here for our tab on the front of the card. So let's stamp that nice and neatly. Let's find my board too. Excuse me, my desk is a bit of a mess at the moment. I haven't cleaned up. But that's what crafting's all about. Okay, so let's pop this into the middle of that piece there. And this is such a beautiful Merry Christmas. The font is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So we'll pop the ribbon back on that, and we'll pop some dimensions onto the bottom of this one as well, so that it's done, and then we can do the front of our card. So we'll put 4 along here, because I don't like things that sag. Okay, we can work out where we're going to put our squares, whether we want them to be straight or angled or whatever. I put mine angled on the other one, so I'm going to put them angled on this one. I think I'm going to pop that. I think I might pop that up the top this time and pop them down the bottom like so. What do you reckon? Look alright to you? It looks great to me. So let's start by popping our Merry Christmas onto the top. Excuse me if you can hear other people talking in the house. They're not being extremely quiet today. Even though I've asked them to. Going to pop that one there. one underneath it so that it's lined up. And then my other one I'll pop over here, so I've got a nice gap between them. That's close to that edge, so I'll pop that one just there. They look off-centre to each other, which is great, I don't like things too symmetrical. Oh my goodness, why have I been all the way over there? That can stay there then. I'll pop the rubbish on the side up there for now. Somebody's been vacuuming here. And it wasn't me. Okay, so I have actually cut out all of my flowers, poinsettias. So I'm going to use my other board. This is a sponge board. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of dimension into the middle, just so that they squeeze up a tiny bit. You don't want them too high. And we will pop a little bit of glue into the centre of 3 of these. And then place the others on top, off-centred, so that it gives the flowers some fullness. Oops. There we go. And then I will then glue those. Actually I won't, I'm going to use my mini dimensions and I'll pop them onto the back of these to pop them up, to give them that little bit more of a height. Turn them over, they make better putting them on the bottom than on the top. Okay, so that's our flowers, which I've done in balmy blue, and I'm really happy with the way this is turning out as we're running through this all together at the same time. So there's my flowers on there, and I have these blue adhesive backed gems which are new in the Christmas Catalogue. So, and these only came the other day, so this is great. I'm going to use the blue ones. I'm using the small blue ones to put one into the centre of each of these flowers. Oh wow, that just really sets it off. Oh yes, that's just perfect. For me that's just perfect. I do like that. Just make sure they're nice and hard down. Yep, that's really done that for me. I actually really think that's gorgeous. So let's work on the inside of our card now. And I have the, excuse me, I'm pulling my sleeves up a bit, it's really quite warm in here. I have the saying from out of the same set here, out of this same set, that says, "May magic and wonder bloom this holiday." So I'm going to stamp that in Night of Navy. So let's bring my board back in and pop out here. And I will stamp this into the centre of the card here. Yep, that's just gorgeous too. And then with Garden Green, I'm going to stamp, there's a leafy thing on here, let's show you this again, with a little nut thing on the top there. So I'm going to stamp that into the card as well. So I will stamp one down here. Oh, gorgeous, just absolutely lovely. And one up here. Yep, happy with that. So let's then pop this into the middle of the card. Let's just wait for that to dry for a few seconds. It's still a little bit damp. Let's turn that over. That's better. That's it. We'll glue this into the centre of the card. Oops. yes, that's it. That's all finished, all done. There's our card. A nice, really quick and easy card this week. And you can see that the same card can look so different with a different kind of set. This one, okay, so this set was called Zany Zebras. This paper is from the paper that is called Playing with Patterns. This designer paper. This is Crushed Curry. And the Happy Birthday is was punched out using the classic label punch, and then I just layered that onto another piece of crushed curry and trimmed around it to give that an edge. I used my dauber around the edge here to smudge the edge so that you couldn't see the lines between the two quite so easily, and I used some blender pens just to put some crushed curry, Night of Navy, and not crushed curry, that was actually Mango Melody, because we don't have a blend pen in crushed curry. So it was Mango Melody, Night of Navy, Purple Posy, and oh my goodness, I'm having a mental blank here. This colour here, Flirty Flamingo. So that's our card for today. This one is using Night of Navy, some silver, which looks more blacky silver than silver, glitter paper. This is Balmy Blue, those beautiful pearly, which are called blue adhesive back gems, and they're new in the catalogue. And the paper here is, I just say it, frosted something or other. I've forgotten now. I've got a mental blank here and I don't have a book right close by. So that's it. Sorry about the extra noise. That's our card for today, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.